everyone, Joe here from Snake Draft FPL, and welcome to a weekly series helping you find some good value free agents and waiver pickups in Draft FPL. If you're interested in Draft FPL tips and content, then subscribe to the channel to make sure you don't miss anything from us, as the videos and podcasts will be coming thick and fast with the busy Christmas schedule. Looking forward to Game Week 17, we've picked out a couple of players in each position with good fixtures that you could realistically pick up in your draft league. If you find this useful, please like the video as it really helps us grow the channel. Also, a quick shout out to the Draft Society who've been kind enough to host this series on their website, so if you haven't heard from them, check them out, there's a link down below. It's a short turnaround this week with the midweek games, so I'll keep this very quick. Okay, we start with goalkeepers as always, and first up is Jose Sarr of Wolves. Brighton away this week, and I think that's quite a good fixture for them, to be honest. Wolves had another strong defensive performance versus City, only conceded, a penalty. And even that was pretty contentious. So, when you see a keeper coming out of City away with 4 points, you know that they're a decent pickup. So I like them this week, especially as Jimenez is out. So it could see Wolves play a bit more conservatively because they don't have the main man up front. So, yeah, Brighton is struggling for goals as well. I think this could be quite a tight game. So, yeah, I like the keeper pick this week. Second keeper pick for me is going to be Nick Pope of Burnley. Watford at home is the fixture this week. Watford have been pretty good going forward. They have been scoring quite a lot of goals, but what I will say is they score a great majority of their goals on counter-attacks. And that's not going to suit the Burnley fixture because Burnley sit deep. We know how they play. It's very solid. It's very boring. And I just don't think Watford will get that kind of joy against them. And I think a lot of people will be looking at the Watford attack this week thinking it's a great fixture, but I'm not convinced that actually it is going to play into their hands. Especially, Pope's a great shot stopper, so save points look good. Burnley defenders don't do particularly well on bonus, so he's if he makes a few saves and they get clean, he's always on bonus as well. So yeah, I think it's actually a really good fixture for Pope this week. First defensive pick for me is going to be Targett Mitchell of Crystal Palace. Saints at home is the fixture. Saints have an absolute injury crisis up front at the moment. They've got so many forwards out that I really think Palace could take advantage here. I just think it's a fixture this week that you look at and think that could easily be a clean sheet. And sometimes you just have to go for the obvious ones. Targett Mitchell's the one I've gone for, but it could quite easily be Guehi or Ward. I think none of them have great attacking threat, so it's kind of a pick 'em really between the three of them. In terms of the other centre-back spot, you might be looking at James Tompkins, but Anderson is back in training, so it's a bit of a coin flip whether he'll start. So that spot's kind of a 50-50, so I'd probably look to the other three. Okay, next defensive pick this week is actually going to be Eric Bailley of Man United. Lindelof went off against Norwich with chest pains and sort of like irregular breathing and stuff. Now they have come out and said he's fine, and he's in the mix to start against Brentford. But with the sort of 3-day turnaround midweek games, I'm just not convinced he'll start. I think they'll go with the safer option and just rest him and wait and see and pick Eric Bailley. I think whenever you can get a top 6 defender on the waivers, it's normally worth going for, even if it's just short term. So yeah, he may not start. They may go with Lindelof, and in which case you want to have a good bench option if you go for Bailley. But I do think they'll start him this week. And Brentford away is a pretty good fixture for any defence, to be honest. So yeah, I think it's a risk, but it's a decent risk. Okay, final one for me this week's Matty Targett of Villa. Villa's defence, I kind of slated it a few weeks ago, but they have been slowly getting better. I think under Gerrard, they probably will steadily improve. So now might be quite a good time to jump on. Norwich away, great fixture. Norwich, I think, are improved under Dean Smith quite significantly, but they still just don't have the players of the calibre of scoring a lot of goals. So I just think Villa are just significantly better in basically every department. And that's why, I just think it's pretty easy game for a clean sheet this week. I've gone for Targett, but to be honest, Cash, Mings, Konsa, Targett, all four of them are almost identical in terms of sort of expected points. So, yeah, I don't think there's much between them. I think probably Cash is probably the best pick, but he's probably also the one that's most likely already taken. So, yeah, Targett, Mings, Konsa, they're all decent options, really. But yeah, the one I've gone for today is Matty Targett. I think he's probably the one that's most likely to be free and has a mix of attacking threat as well. On to midfielders then. First midfield pick from me is Tella of Saints. Palace away, it's not the worst fixture. I could see it being quite low scoring, quite tight, to be honest, but Tella looks pretty nailed on to start. He started the last 3 games and he's not played too badly, to be honest. And with the injuries they've got, I don't really see him being rotated out the side. I mean, it's always possible under Hasenhüttl. You can never really tell what he's going to do. But yeah, I think he'll probably start again this week. And in that period, 7 shots, 5 chances created. It's not the best stats in the league, but for sort of a 5th midfielder, it's not that bad. And yeah, I think he'll probably have a decent game against Palace and might be set for his first attacking return of the season. Second midfield pick is quite a funny one. A member of our league picked up Dewsbury-Hall about 4 weeks ago and none of us had really heard of him. We thought it was hilarious. But since then he's played and he's actually played pretty well. He was kind of the Tielemans replacement when Tielemans was injured, but now Tielemans is back. He's kept his place in the side, which is a good sign. Tielemans has been playing slightly further forward than him. They're kind of in this like split 3-8 role, but Dewsbury-Hall, he's not quite as attacking as Tielemans. He doesn't get in the final third as much, but he's definitely not, an all-out defensive midfielder. So I think he's a decent pick in a side that's scoring a lot of goals at the moment. He's been really unlucky not to return as well. He's had some real close calls in terms of assists and shots. So I think he's a good pick. It's Spurs at home this week, and there is a lot of talk that the game might be postponed. So, keep an eye out on that. And maybe it's a last minute pickup if you do go for him. But I think over the sort of mid to long term, he could actually be quite a valuable hold. So yeah, I think pretty decent pick. So sorry, Mac, we all slated you, but yeah, good pick. Last midfield pick from me, not particularly inspiring. Pascal Gross of Brighton. It's Wolves at home. As I said earlier, I think this will be quite a tight game, to be honest. But if you're struggling for a midfielder, I don't think he's the worst option. He started 3 of the last 4. Looks set to continue his starts. Brighton have quite a lot of injury problems, especially in the front line and in the midfield. So yeah, I think he'll probably keep his place. He takes all the set pieces, created 8 chances in the last 4. And yeah, I think that would be set to continue. It wouldn't surprise me if he can sneak in with an assist or 2 over the next few game weeks. So it's a pretty boring pick, pretty uninspiring, but I think it's one of those that will just tick along. So sometimes that's all you need in draft FPL. Right then, on to forwards. First up is someone that may or may not be picked in your league. I think in smaller leagues, he's probably still under the radar a little bit. That's Alexandre Lacazette. Aubameyang is in all sorts of trouble. Another disciplinary issue for him. Didn't understand the COVID rules apparently and had to isolate and miss training and so on. So doesn't look like he'll be back in the frame. And with AFCON around the corner, it wouldn't surprise me if he's a bit part player for the next month or 2. So the spot is kind of wide open for Lacazette. He's actually been playing pretty well as well for Arsenal. He kind of offers a different dynamic to Aubameyang when he plays up front. He's more of a link player, someone that has his back to goal, which actually helps Arsenal really well. So I think he's honestly the better pick at the moment. And starting striker for a top 6 side is nothing to sniff about. So yeah, if he's free, just grab him now, because I think he's going to be a great pick going forward, especially, even for the next 2 months, he could start every game. So yeah, West Ham at home is not the best fixture this week, but I don't think it really matters when you're getting a player that's, playing up front for a good side. So I think it's kind of a no-brainer if he's free in your league. Final pick this week is a man that was very popular a couple of months ago, but since then he's kind of gone off the boil a bit, and that's Hwang of Wolves. Like I said, Jimenez is suspended. That means I can't really see any other option than putting Hwang up front, which is his kind of preferred role, but he's not going to play there over Jimenez. Wolves might take a bit of a hit without Jimenez. He's so important to the way they play, but sometimes you've got to take, when you see a chance and someone's playing up front when they aren't normally, you've just got to kind of go with it. It's not the worst fixture, so I think just for this week while Jimenez is out, Hwang, he's still a decent option. Every other week he's playing pretty consistently and he's not doing too badly, so I don't think he's the worst option in the long term, but I think this week specifically he's a better option than normal. So in that case, I'd say go out and pick him up. Okay, that's all from me this week. Thank you very much for watching. I will say at this point, my picks from last week actually did really well. I think I got 2 or 3 clean sheets, a few goals. So if you followed those tips, you've done the right thing there. So hopefully I can follow that up this week with a decent set of returns. If you pick one of these players and they do well, tweet me and let me know, because I always enjoy hearing that. So thank you for watching. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel. We got the podcast recording Monday evening, so that'll be out on Tuesday. Quick turnaround of games this week, and I'll probably be back with another waiver video. Hopefully be out on maybe Wednesday or Thursday for the weekend's fixtures. Not quite sure yet how I'm going to work that in, so we'll see. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.